Last October, President Biden asked the Secretary of Health and Human Services, HHS, and the Attorney General to initiate the administrative process to review expeditiously how marijuana is scheduled under federal law. It was a bold initiative to have the appropriate government body look into whether cannabis is classified correctly, with states adopting adult use programs at an increasing rate. Under the review, HHS Secretary Becerra and his team will look at all of the data related to cannabis and make a recommendation on whether it should remain as a Schedule I drug or be reclassified to a less restrictive tier. More specifically, HHS Secretary Becerra is on record saying, "The science is going to take us to a solution." That will largely include a review of the safety of the drug, along with a cost-benefit analysis of the benefits and drawbacks of expanded cannabis use in society. 37 states already have some form of active adult use program, strongly inferring that cannabis is a safe and/or medically useful drug on some level. While 21 states have legalized the adult use of marijuana for recreational purposes, currently, federal law classifies marijuana in Schedule I of the Controlled Substances Act, the classification meant for the most dangerous substances. This, for example, is the same schedule as for heroin and LSD, and even higher than the classification of fentanyl and methamphetamines, the drugs that are currently driving the overdose pandemic. Being designated as a Schedule I drug has significant drawbacks for cannabis. For one, it's deemed to have no medicinal value, which limits its access to patients that need it most. Secondly, cannabis is subject to IRS Code 280E, which means that companies involved in the cultivation, manufacturing, or sales aspects of cannabis cannot deduct normal business expenses from income, giving them punitively higher effective tax rates. And lastly, cannabis Schedule I classification has led to heavy prison sentences for people dealing with the drug, much higher than what is reasonably warranted for such a benign drug. There are many more drawbacks to a Schedule I classification, but you get the picture. Right now, it is unclear when HHS Secretary Becerra will issue his recommendation on cannabis rescheduling. We know that nothing is expected by 4/20, April 20th, as he explained in a recent interview that there were still issues to work through. But beyond that time, a ruling can come in at any time without any advance notice. Whatever the ruling ends up ultimately being, it will be a significant day for cannabis consumers and investors alike. Either we remain in the same status quo paradigm where cannabis is treated like hard street drugs that do far more damage than good, or we transition to a more reasonable paradigm where cannabis is rescheduled to a more benign classification we already know it deserves. Your call, Secretary Becerra. Do you think Secretary Becerra will recommend that cannabis be rescheduled, or do you think it should stay right where it is? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so you're always in the know.